All right, so we've moved our way back up onto the grade. Just looking back to the east, you can see the modern bunkhouse over here. You can see the hotel boarding house over here. So we do have a bunch of stuff located right here. And so we're going to take a look at it here. You can see a tie plate. It's got all of its spikes still in it. Here, basically there's some lengths of rail. And we have this sign. And so what's interesting about this sign, you'll notice here, it's very hard to see, but you basically have a line through this sign here, and you have some writing. And then on this side, you can actually make out the writing. And so on this side, it says OCS, and on the other side, it would have basically said OCS with a line through it. And essentially what that means is the Kinghorn line was not signaled. So most mainline modern railways today are signaled, so they have basically all the signaling, all the electronic equipment to regulate the flow of the trains back and forth on the line. The Kinghorn did not have that because it was a secondary line. There was only the only set of signals on this line was located near Red Rock, which is quite a ways from here, and there was a set of signals because there was an interlock. So in order to control traffic on this line, they used something called OCS on this line, and that's what the OCS means on here. So basically stands for Occupancy Control System. And so essentially this is just a fancy word that indicates that radio communication was used to control the movements of the trains on this line. Now, why do we have OCS on one side? Oh, that's a terrible sound. OCS on one side and then a line through it on the other was basically because the yard here in Jellicoe was not OCS territory. And then as you got outside of Jellicoe, essentially to the west and then to the east, that was areas that was under the control of OCS. So basically, I think at the time the control would have been out of places like Winnipeg, maybe some others, but basically they would have checked in. Here you can see also that there's a number of lengths of rail. I don't know if we can, these look pretty weathered. I don't know if there's any markings on here. Yeah, and there's no way I'm gonna flip that. It says Algoma. I can see that. I can make out a 19. Wow, this is an old rail. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. That's Algoma 1913. So you're not backlit here. I don't know if you can make that out. Algoma 1913. This is a very, very old rail. So again, who knows when this was put down, but it was made a very long time ago. All right, so here we have like the graveyard of telegraph poles. There's all kinds of pieces of pole, cross beams. There's a couple of Dominion 42 insulators here. There's more cross beams here. There's a shard of an insulator. There's more stuff over here. This is a ceramic insulator. And then there's more pieces of crossbeam here. I don't want to step into here because there's like bits of wood and things like that. I don't want to. There's a piece that's over there. Surprised we haven't seen more, but mind you, this is a pretty populated area and things tend to disappear a little easier. Okay. Feels like we really haven't done a lot of biking today. Just a lot of walking and looking. All right, so here's another little interesting thing. So I had seen one of these. So we've already done the hike to the to the west, and so basically where we stopped today, right by the highway, I saw one of these things. Looked like this, had a wooden lid, and then it had a metal, almost garbage can lid on the top, and I was like, what the heck is this? So as this turns out, from what I understand from some of the railway guys that help me out quite often, this is a battery well for the crossing that's just up ahead. So there's a crossing of the Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 11, and so this is a battery well. I'm guessing the battery is as a backup in case the power fails, and so there would have been a battery pack that would have been located inside here. Here you can see the hole, and basically the cabling would have come out here. And again, I saw this last year. I had no idea what it was, and I think now kind of have solved the mystery. And it was exactly the same here. They actually had a vertical tie driven into the ground right where this this battery well was. So exact same scenario as the one to the west. All right, let's keep going. So we have another significant thing coming up right here. So here you can see the grade starts to curve as we well, I got something else here. So here we can see this is a broken coupler. So basically the knuckle coupler between cars, so that's busted. I wonder if somebody got yelled at for that. As you know, I'm not a railway guy, so a little bit out of my scope of knowledge, but I would assume that breaking those couplers is not a good thing. So here, again, you can see we're kind of coming to the end of the yard here. It starts to curve. There's the highway up there. So here is where the more western turning Y was located. And again, so we already looked at this. So there was a turning Y on the east side. And at some point, because it was there in the 1950s, I showed you that map, and I'll show it to you again, and then I'll show you the 1970s map, topographic map, and you'll see that it's on this side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take you through the Y. We'll see how this goes. And so again, a Y, if you're not a railway person, a Y is essentially, it looks like an inverted Y with the open ends facing the track. Basically would be used by locomotives to turn around. Again, you can see all the ballast here. You can almost see where the ties were located. So again, the open end of the Y towards the track, and basically would have been used by trains to be able to reverse course without the use of a turntable. And they were very common in locations where there wasn't a turntable. Now, there was a turntable here, as you're going to see, but eventually that was removed. And so being a divisional point here, it was a very important location, and they would have needed a turning Y here to be able to reverse the engine. So here we're coming through the Y. So if I look back, here you can see it kind of curving that way. And I don't know if I can get going again here. It's very bumpy. So here would have been a crossing over the road here, Dumont Street, if I say that right. Sometimes I look at things and go, okay, that's how you say it, and then I say it and it's wrong. So here you can see some of the ties from where it would have crossed the road. And so it would have continued this way up here. And here you can see the junction of the Y. And so the Y would have continued right up here. And basically this would have been, here you can see there's still ballast here. So right about here somewhere, I'm just looking for the ballast. Ballast, ballast, ballast. So right about here would have been the end of the Y. And so I'll take you down the other leg. So you can see, still see all the ballast here. I think it would have been more over there, that part of the Y. And so this is where we came in. Now here's the trick, figuring out where the rest of it goes. So here we just follow the ballast. Follow the ballast. And so here would have brought us back out kind of right where we started off this section here, right where the OCS sign was. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump back up on the grade and then just continue our westward journey there.